had a $270,000 judgment, and they were going to begin collection proceedings, and we had experience with those collection proceedings before that we did not want to experience again. So that's why we began negotiations as a last-ditch effort to prevent any impact on our general revenues.
And again, Mr. Johnson, Director Johnson, I'm sorry. Where would the money come from for litigation? Is there a line item for the money for litigation? Or are you going to use my phrase, rob and that's what you're going to do?
That ain't no good. It seemed to me.
So you actually don't have the monies to pay this agreement if it is made.
You handed out the current
Yes.
budget sheet.
Yes, I
And
did.
it shows that we allocated $12,000 for this particular line item, and we've already spent $42,000. We've actually spent, this report was in June, we've actually already spent $51,000 in that line item. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we are doing, and that's why we've been allowed to exceed the appropriation of this line item, because we still have some positive balances in other line items.
So that's where you're going to be taking it from.
I have no choice.
I didn't say you had a choice. I just said where you're going to get it from.
Councilman Baker has just made very clear that he does not want to default on a structured settlement. Neither do I.
I don't think it's just Councilman Baker that don't want to default. It is a prudent council that's dealing with this, and it's a prudent committee that's dealing with this. I don't think any of the committee wants to default or the council wants to default, because it reflects back on this council. So as far as I'm concerned, it's up to the committee that one. Now you've heard all the pros and cons and where he's going to get the money from and how he's going to get the money from and all of that good stuff. So what is your pleasure? Yes, sir, Mr.
Thank you, Council President. Now, we talked about this at the last meeting, and the law director stated no one was actually hurt in this. This lawsuit started in 2012. Now, a number of mistakes were made by past directors of law with filing, with going against the verdict. So we missed some dates, and we didn't get to retry the case. Reading this is like a contract, an agreement, and I noticed that it started off at 270, right? And you were able to negotiate it down to 100%. Reading the body of the document, it states that this contract will survive. Herein shall not be affected by any potential insolvency, bankruptcy, or receivership on part of the city. The document contract further goes on to state, herein shall not be adversely impacted by any annexation of the city, and shall be primary to any other obligations. Those are some nice terms for the person who's getting this. However, if you flip it backwards in a bankruptcy, you're gonna get 50 cents on the dollar, 30 cents on the dollar.
That would be
So
unenforceable.
So what I'm saying is, I have no problems with letting the language sit so that this contract will survive. However, I would ask that if we pass this, that go back and ask the person if we can start the payments next year, 2016. They've been waiting since 2012.
That's a Law Director.
And here's the thing. If they have a signed document, they can take the document on over to court and they can get a loan against that document because it's basically guaranteed money. Once we pass it.
They would go to
Right.
a lien.
So what I'm saying is, I would like the terms of this renegotiated because they're getting a great contract because they're getting guaranteed 170. I think that yes, they can have it. If we do bankruptcy, if we do annexation, this will survive it. They'll get the 170, but we start it next year.
Councilman King, let me say one thing.
Please think about it before you say it. If you're getting ready to go against what I said, please think about it.
I'm getting ready to say that if you've negotiated an agreement and the agreement has been done, I think basically with that language in there, it dictates why they accepted that.
With all due respect, when the law director was here the other day, she stated that this was happened before her, and she kind of fell in her lap. So we don't know who negotiated this document.
No, that was
She
negotiated.
negotiated
Yeah,
that.
day before yesterday when I gave it to you.
The failure to file for an appeal was under a different law director.
Right.
So we were hit with that penalty as a result of them not filing.
So there's no
They were
penalty.
awarded them a summary judgment, whatever they asked.
Right. So that's my
That was
reservation.
a jury.
Jury.
That's my reservation. If they'll agree to start in 2016, we'll give them a document that survives anything that happens to
Madam
the
Law
city.
Director.
Well, they don't have to wait until 2016. They can encumber our general fund next month. Next week.
Yeah, but
They have $270,000 judgment. They could go to
And
US
say this
Bank
is it.
and say,
I want my money.
that's it.
And it has happened.
And they would just take 270 right out of
When
it.
did-
Right out.
when did
And
that
so
happen,
instead of
Johnson?
900,000, we'd have 600.
So I think with the gist of, if the gist of what they're saying, Councilman, is that if we're at a point where we've already entered into,
We have
a favor from a lawyer,
Yeah.
it's almost like a favor to us, contingent upon, yes it is, contingent. Yeah. All right, the law director stated, and you weren't in the conversation, but she stated that I'm sure you brought up our financial situation on many occasions within the dialogue. And so if they've given us what they've given us in this form, this document, this contract, I don't see where else we can send her back. I don't see where we can send her back and say, hey, one more time. This is